Welcome to the Ogles channel. Today we're going to go over a game called Serial Cleaner. You know, I always just assume that serial killers or mob bosses or hitmen, I just assume they clean their own messes because I watch shows like Dexter or shows like Law and Order where they just didn't clean up anything. And so, but I always just assumed they cleaned up after themselves. But I suppose serial killers are just like normal people in the world, and they don't always clean up after themselves. I don't know. But anyways, we look on here, the graphics are, or the cutscenes here, which is representative of the game itself. They're very retro, very 70-ish looking. They have the mustache, the sunglasses, the cars. It's got a good aesthetic to it. I like it a lot. I was reluctant when I first saw this game on sale in the eShop. It is a $14.99 game down to $1.49. I was excited to see a price cut on that. However, the company iFund for All that developed the game, they haven't had a great reputation with me. If you've been watching any of the Champion of the Cheap videos, they created Red Game without a great name and also Green Game Time Swapper. And both of those games were horrible games. But they were both under 50 cents. And so a lot of times companies might put trash out for that, but could develop an actual game. And this game seems to be pretty good for me so far. But let's take a look at it. So Serial Cleaner, as you load it up, you have different game modes here. You have story mode, bonus, or story contracts, bonus contracts, close, change what you look like, and of course some options as well. Story contract, that's our main mode, and essentially what you do is you just take different contracts from mob bosses who have had a murder for some reason or another. It depends on how the story plays out. And once you take the contract, your job is of course to go and clean up. Now, you do live in a house here, you live with your mother, and I would like to think that the mob would pay this guy a decent bit of money. I mean, he's risking his life, going to jail and things like that. I would think that they would pay him enough money to probably move out of his mother's house. But I don't know, it is the 70s, and so perhaps the pay was not as good for cleaning up after serial killers. Now, in your home here, of course, you can talk to your mother wherever she's at the moment, or you can answer the phone. And answering the phone always gives you a new contract job. And so as we go through here, they're going to give you nitty-gritties of the job. We're not going to read through all of that. And then, of course, once you go out here, you come out to your car, and this nice little station wagon. You'd have to have a station wagon to fit all these bodies into it. I don't know why no one would suspect, a random station wagon all of a sudden showing up on all these crime scenes, but it's a video game. And so you go to these crime scenes, and your job, it varies sometimes, but you usually have to pick up evidence, and you have to vacuum up some blood, and you have to pick up the bodies and bring the bodies back to your station wagon over here. Now, when you clean up the blood, you get a little vacuum cleaner, and you have to clean up a certain percentage. Now, I don't know really anything about cleaning up blood, admittedly. However, I would think if I was going to do it, let's hide in this building here. If I was going to do it, clean up some blood, I would not use a vacuum cleaner on ground. I don't know. I probably wouldn't use a vacuum cleaner at all because I think it'd leave behind a trace. So we're gonna go over here. Oh, they're after me. We can hide in this building. So when the cops, they have this little, as you can see on the screen, they have their gauge out in front of them. That's their sight, their view of their range of view. And if you get caught in their range of view, then of course they start chasing after you. And oh shoot, he's coming after me. But if you get to a building fast enough, you can hide inside the building, and they can't see you anymore. Which is a little weird because if a cop was chasing after you, let's just be real about this. If a cop was chasing after you, and then all of a sudden you just sort of disappear into a building, I would think that cop would follow you into that building. Now, I know there's a whole, all the rules and regulations on search and seizure, but they do have a reasonable suspicion when you all of a sudden just show up out of nowhere and you run to a building after being cleaned up blood. I think that is enough reasonable evidence to go ahead and invade and follow you in. But regardless, they don't shoot. Man, they are quick on this one. Let's get in. Oh, dadgummit, I got caught. Well, that's not how you clean up a crime scene. So let's look at how to clean up a crime scene on this one. All right, so we're gonna, oh my gosh, again. Okay, so we're hiding in the building. The cop is oblivious to what's going on. He's looking around, he's confused. All right, so here we go. So our goal, if you push the left trigger, it tells you where all the spots are. And the bodies are a little bit hard to work with because once you pick up a body, you can't hide. But I see some evidence, so we'll sort of work our way from the bottom left up here. So we'll start down here. Oh shoot, dadgummit. Okay, well, we got rid of him. All right, so we got that. I'm actually sort of surprised I outran him because in this game you usually can't outrun the cops. Okay. So now he is suspicious. I'm in that RV. And he's like, I guess I'll just leave the RV alone. He disappeared. No, I'll leave him alone. We're going to do the blood last because that's usually the easiest of the ones to get done. Okay, so they've noticed that some things are fishy. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get this body here. Okay, we're actually going to come back. We're going to go the same route we went up because that seems to be the least cop-heavy route because this guy down here has a pretty sequenced view of events. He goes there, it's always left, right to left. It's like a clock. I'm going to call that a cop. Clock cop. Okay, so we come up through here. I don't see any cops in my way. So you come to your station wagon and you drop the body in. So we look, we have one more body to get rid of. And we have blood to clean up. So all we lack is blood and a body. Okay, he's getting dangerously close to my territory. Okay, so they're looking that way. So here we go. We're going to take the same route again because this guy seems to be the easiest to get by. Okay, oh my. Alright, so he's down here. He's like, where did that body go? Perhaps they weren't ever dead at all. Maybe. Maybe this cop believes in ghosts. I don't know, so we got the body. Let's pick it up. And we're going to take the same path as we did last time because we were successful that time and we were very unsuccessful the first time. So we bring the body around here, and once again, when you're holding the body, you can't hide in the cars. And so, which makes sense. I mean, it's hard to just jump under a boat or hide in an RV or hide anywhere when you have a dead body hanging over your shoulders. All right, so here we go. Let's get it up here. Let's throw it in the car. Okay, now they're after me again, so he's over here. All we have left is blood cleanup. And so we have how much to clean up here? Let's see. I have about 47 more to go. 47 more blood speckles. And, you know, I was watching a video the other day, and evidently blood evidence, you know, if they find it at a crime scene, they can convict you on just like a single itty-bitty drop that doesn't even fully match up to you, but it's, you know, it's in the same range as you. Terrifying. All right, let's get the blood down through here. Shoot. No. All right, hide in here. We are going to beat this level. We're going to outsmart the cops, and we're going to clean up this crime scene because we do not want this criminal to have to go to jail and spend the rest of his life in jail for an innocent killing. You know, not a mean killing. This seems like it was an innocent campground killing. Those are the big blood spots right there. If we could get into that, we could really make some business. Shoot. That's a big old spot over there. Alright, here we go. Let's get this real quick. We also got that boat up here we can hide behind if things go bad really quick. One more. Got it. Alright, so we can hide under the boat. So we're coming over here, and we're hiding beneath the boat. You know, he comes over here and he's like, and that boat is rocking a little bit, but I don't know much about it, so they're going to leave me alone. I'm going to go here behind the house. And you simply have to get back to your car, hop in your car, and off you go. You speed away. Of course, now that is a contract cleaning, and the game essentially just goes through contract after contract, and then once you complete your contract, you're back in your house here, and you can look around your house. Your poor mom here. It says, Bobby, dear, have a listen to this. It's interesting stuff. Oh my gosh, it's talking about a serial killer. If mother only knew what little Bobby was up to, Bobby could potentially spend the rest of his life in prison. Not for murdering, or a murder accomplice. And who knows, maybe the mob would sell him out too, because he'd have the blood on his clothes, and the mob could just say that he did the murder, and of course, spend the rest of his life in jail because of that. And once again, the phone is ringing because I did such a fantastic job cleaning last time. The mob is just like, gotta have him back. And so the phone is ringing. They want me back. And of course, once you take a new job, you have to go out to your car out front, and then off you would go. Overall, Serial Cleaner it's a fun game. I mean, it's very much of a stealthy game. You know, you're going through the game, you're trying to, you know, clean up all these areas, you try to avoid the cops, and every level has a little bit different twist on it, but it's all very similar in the aspect of just a sneak around. You know, you do your best to sneak, and it's fun to, you know, work around the levels and try to avoid the cops. I'd recommend the game. It's $1.50 right now in the eShop, and you really can't go wrong with $1.50. Would I pay the full $15 for it? Probably not. I personally wouldn't. But if you did pay $15, I think you could still get some fun out of it. I just don't think I would enjoy $15 of it. However, for $1.50, this game is it's a steal, and you can have a lot of fun with this, especially on trips and things like that. It's not a game you're gonna want to sit down and invest hours and hours and hours into. However, you know, a fun little game to play, you know, here and there while you're waiting on something. It's a good way to go. But thank you again for watching today, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and be sure and check out some of the Champion of the Jeep videos that we post every week as well. And hope you have a great rest of the day.